Okay. Hello, YouTube. I'm going to wait for a couple of my little chairs to jump in here. And we'll get her started. Don't know exactly what I'm going to do today, but that should be no shock to anyone who has ever watched my channel before. I see 7 people gathering out there. There's Joan. How are you, my friend? I assume you can hear and see me okay, Joan? I think I can stop asking that now. I think I got a good stable connection and setup now since that upgrade. Hey, Denise. Eileen. Oh, thanks, Joan. Hello. All thumbs, Robin. Welcome. Hey, CB. Neighbor Jean. Amanda. Amanda Roberts. Is that a new name? Welcome. Hey, Terry. Geraldine. Kat. For anybody that's watching the recording on YouTube, if you don't like all the hellos to all my friends in the box that join me live, you can skip ahead. Hey, Susan. Janet, hello. I think that's a new name. Gail Sparrow, hello. North Carolina. Welcome. Okay, so, hey, Shauna. Rusan, that's a new one. Welcome. I think that's, hopefully I'm saying your name right. Hey, Linda and Gail. Everybody's flooding in. That's great. It's a rainy, cold Sunday here in dreary Maryland today. Hey, Kath. Hey, Joanne. And I had a big pot of stew on. I just finished up, and it's just been a cozy inside day. So the other day, I didn't see Gayla come in yet. Gayla and I did a little private Skypey type session the other day. I say private. I invited her and Kathy. Kathy couldn't make it, so it was just Gayla and I. It wasn't a big secret. Hey, Tori. Oh, no, you're laid up with the flu. Oh, goodness. Oh, my gosh, girl. Get some rest. Drink a lot of fluids. And hopefully the new year will ring in bright and clear for you. Hey, Gilly. Mary, hi. Northern California. Dreary there, too. A lot of dreary today. And the Ravens are just coming on. Hey, Claire. That's C Hammer. That's Claire. The Ravens are going to come on. I'm going to miss their game, but that's okay. Hey, Dot. There she is. Maryland's psychiatric counselor. Let me stopping. Thank you. Always thinking of me, Gayla. Oh my God. Hey, Regina, welcome. Love to see newbies in. Oh, stalking me. I know, I could feel it looking over my shoulder all the time. So anyway, I would just mention your name, Gayla, to the authorities about our little Skypey type session the other day. And that's when I did this. I finally, this was my very first collage I did after finding Robin McClendon and loving her style and trying to pick up some of her tips. Toronto, Marija, welcome. Welcome, welcome. M.M. Walter from Atlanta. Great, a lot of new names. I love it. Anyway, this was the very first one that I did, and this has always been my favorite of all these other things that I've done in here. So much so that I know I've showed you guys this before, but my phone screen, my phone saver, screensaver, whatever you call it, my skin on my laptop, everywhere I can put it. And I wanted one for my wall to hang somewhere upstairs. So I wanted to put it on a bigger format so I could hang it. So I didn't exactly duplicate it, although I used all the same papers. Tried to duplicate this paper here with the jelly print and the foil on it. Tried to duplicate some of the scripting down here, this size I liked. So here's what I came up with. This is on a clay board, cradled board. So, you know, the cradle boards are the wooden panels that have the depth to them, right? That's a cradled board. And this one is a clay board. It's got the finish on here. You can see that layer. And this that's exposed, that's just the clay board of the panel, right? And all I did was, and I didn't know, I wasn't sure, and we were talking about this, like, what glue should I use? I ended up using a glue stick. Hey, Z, hope you're feeling better. I used a glue stick for all of this, and it went down perfectly. I mean, it's a really flat, slick surface, but it adhered really nicely. And I used all the same papers. I got another piece of this Japanese alphabet, and I tried to use the same color paints, different stamp, a little foil in there. So that looks similar, but it was so big, I wanted to break it up. And I had this circle of the, that's the stencil that Xandra sent me from wish.com that I did a patina paper on here. Right. Hey, Terry. And this is one of my other patina papers I've been hiding in my stash for a while. This piece of paper Robin sent me in my packet. Hey, Gail. Thank you. Robin sent me this piece of coffee dyed paper that she did in the little stash that she sent me, and I scripted on it and made it double-sided tape. And this was another piece of handmade paper that I photocopied onto onion skin. And this was a handmade paper here, right? And this was on, I think, a tracing paper that I did this on. And this was just a handmade paper. It's a 12 by 12 sheet. I just cut a strip off of that. So that's where I am. So I didn't do the big painted circle, which I really like on here. I like the shininess of it, and I like the placement of it. And then after I did this, I realized that it was under this piece of paper. I already put this piece of paper down. So that kind of stymied me there. Like, what am I going to do? Do I need it? I don't think I need it. I kind of like it is, but I like a little more shimmer. So I thought about, and Gail, of course, had a brilliant idea, as she does, about maybe putting some gold painted circles like down in this little bit here. So she said, why don't you paint them on a piece of acetate so you can just kind of audition them. So I'm auditioning these and thinking about painting some here. Now, of course, this is going to cause a glare because it's acetate, but I think I'm liking that. I think I might do that. Does the script say it? It doesn't say a thing. Pretend. It's just what comes out of my hand when I'm whipping the brush around. If it says something, forgive me, whoever it offends. Oh. Hey, Angel. We had a great holiday. We spent the day with the kids at Chelsea's house. It was really fun. It came through Kathy. I knew it had to skip a generation there somehow. That's okay. Still an idea. But anyway, I don't know. I think I'm going to do this. But before I do it, let me get this out of the way. That's my little coffee I made to kind of cheat with. I have a scrap of the same paper. And I remember, hey, Amy, you like the circles? Hey, Mary, you like the gold dots too? I mean, who doesn't love a gold dot, right? Right, Dot? And so I wanted to paint on this paper before I commit to this. Put a little bit over here. If you guys remember, a couple years ago, I did one of my Moleskine planners. How about gold open circles? I thought about that, and that's, of course, what I have on that other one was a big open one. But to make them that small, I'm not sure. I might, you know what, while I have this out, I'll draw 3 open ones on here, and then we'll look at it. How's that for a deal? So, let me take this little brush here. This is a little thin acrylic brush. And I want to try painting on this paper. So I started to say, squirrel, I get very easily distracted. Thunder. Oh, designed by Thunder. Designed by. Hello, what's your name, Thunder? Or is Thunder your name? I want to paint on this paper. A few years ago, I did one of my moleskin journals. I got to finish this thought or I'll never get it out. And you'll wonder what the hell I'm talking about. Oop, there's one for Gayla's list. Hey, Elaine. And I glued a paper like this. It was a different color to the cover. And I used Yes Paste, like I do all my covers to those journals on the moleskins. And it completely changed the color and the feeling of the paper even after it was dry. So I don't know if that's just because it was wet for a little while with that glue until it dried. If the paper is going to change or react to this differently, I want to see what this is going to do on this paper. And it probably will do nothing. That's what I'm hoping. But before I do it on there, I'm just going to paint a circle in here and set it aside. I'm just going to set it aside and let that dry. Remind me I did that. About 2 minutes, I'll forget about it. Thunder. There you go. Hello there. Welcome. So I'll just, about the same size, I'll just kind of draw some sketchy open circles. This might be the trick, actually. This might be the one that I was like, hey, why didn't I think of that? Of course, then I got to do it on the good piece, and hopefully I'll get it anywhere near that. Oh. So I've been taking the extra paint on my brush when I did these and just putting it on my jelly plate and let that dry. We'll pick that up later. All right, let's see what we got here. A, or as my eye doctor would say, 1 or 2. 1 or 2. And I can't zoom in. I'll have to hold it up to zoom in. Hey, Cam. Because my software, and it would go in this streak right here where the turquoise and purple paper come all the way down. That's where I would put it. So there are the open ones. I don't know, maybe the open ones. What do you guys think? Oops. I got a new, not a new setup, but we upgraded. I forget which one was 2. My eye doctor would help you. Is this 2? The solid ones? Jesus. Solid for sure. Hey, Sandy. Two was the solid, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. Let me set this aside. Get that out of harm's way. Definitely want to get this out of harm's way. I'm really pleased with this. And I also came to the conclusion. Hey, Miss Today. Thank you. Well, that's true, Gayla. Always the voice of reason, which scares the hell out of me. Put that down on my list, number 2. Thanks, Robin. Oh. So, what was I going to say? I had a realization that I think one of the reasons this is one of my favorites. What did Janet say? Where is Janet? Deborah Howard, hello. Welcome. This was my first piece, and it's the only piece that I left some white space around it. And I think my eye really likes that. So I've looked at all these other ones. That's pretty much the only one that I didn't cover the whole page. Except for this one, but that's tape on top of it. No, it isn't. No, I scripted right on the page there. So I did leave a little bit there. And I did leave a little bit, so I lied. Okay, there's 3. But all these other ones have the background paper. Hey, Cindy. That's got some white showing, but that's right. Almost all these are covered by papers, which I also like. A little peeking out there. Right? Like all of them, I start out with a full sheet of paper as my background. Not this one. Of course, every time I say that, I find one that I didn't. Who came in? Dawn. Hi, Dawn. Hey, Amalia. You did a good job today. I had to bail out and finish my stew before I came down here. So, Amalia, anybody that sees Cool Cakes and Crafts with Amalia on there in chat, you can click on the little 3 dots on the right of her name to find her channel. She did her first live stream today, and she's going to be doing a collaboration for art goals for 2020. Oh, Robin, you're a suspect. So, Amalia, feel free to put your chat up. Or, oh, no, I don't think you can. If one of the girls wants to put up, mods wants to put up your link, that would be good. I brand of metallic paint. I use all different kinds in here. What I used for these circles is the Golden Fluid Iridescent Bronze Fine. That's what I used on these circles. And that's what this little blob is on here. But anyway, she's doing a collaboration for 2020 as a way to encourage people to set goals and try to stick with them through the year. There you go. Z just put up her channel. So if anybody's interested in doing that, hop over and check out her. She did it last year or this year, 2019 as well. Oh, cool. Yeah, Goldens you can pretty readily find anywhere on the globe, I think. Oh, Lord, let's not even start with this one. I rewatched this video. That cluster of a video. And I should have stopped way back. Why didn't you people tell me? I know you did. I just didn't listen. But anyway, and that's just, I tried to clean off my little plate there and got a splotch there. So we'll see where that goes. But let me put this away for now in a really, really safe place because I do like this. I did get some new containers of Swelligant patinas. This is nothing here, and I have wet paint, so I'm going to take that. Oh, look, I'll use my new swipey thing. That is pretty much giant, but that's okay. Try to get that off of there and just kind of put it on there for a later date, which may be today. I don't know. It was Eileen's fault. It was somebody's fault. Oh my God. Couldn't have been my fault for sure. But anyway, I got some new Swelligants because I think the ones that I've been using are years old. And I'm thinking, hey, AJ, it's always Elaine's fault. AJ knows. I know that they probably lose a little bit of their pizzazz, their potency over the years, because it is a chemical reaction that makes these patina papers happen. Hey, Tanya. Thanks for joining. So I got a couple refills of my favorite ones. Now, I don't think the paint would go bad, but I was running low on a couple of the paints I've used a lot. So I got a couple more of those. It's called Caribbean Blue, and that doesn't look Caribbean Blue to me, but that's what it's called. We'll assume it's closer to the label when it actually works. So that's one of the dyes. Okay, I just got a few of these. And then I realized I didn't get more brass paint, but I think I might have some brass paint left over. Hey, Norma. Hey, Taylor. You're back for more. You're a glutton for punishment, as my mother would say. Oh, Lordy. So, and I got 3 of their little sprayers to put this stuff in, so I don't have to brush it on or pour it and have such a thick glop. Hey, Dar. Oh, Dar, you were here earlier. Sorry. Well, it's not. I don't apologize for saying hi twice, do I? Okay, so the last few times I did these papers, they weren't as good, in my opinion, as previous ones I made. So in case the other ones never saw these, oh, hang on. Of course, a lot of them, the best ones, are in my book. This was one where you use iron paint and the rust chemical to make it rust. Oh, you mean this one I just happen to have right here? Oh, Tanya, you fallen under my spell, my friend. Oh. Yeah, Xander had. Do you have any more of these in your shop, Z? And go ahead and put your link to your store up there. Xander's online store is paintandpaperstudio.com. This is where I got this, and she had more. I don't know. Some of them flew back out of there, but this, I love how it's dark in there and light and all shades of turquoise. But here's one of the recent ones I did, and it doesn't look like it did anything. It's just the silver paint showing through. It's a little tiny bit over here, but not so much. And that one you can emboss. And that one you can emboss. Huh? Oh, yeah, this one. Oh, yeah, the stamp. Oh, yeah, that was really good. Sold out again. More coming. They're a hot seller. Thanks, Gayla. So anyway, you can get all different. But see, this one is just like, it's okay. It was the raised. It's an eye stencil. It's a 3D circle. It looks like it's, I don't know if you can tell with the patina, kind of interrupts the flow of the stencil. But if you look at this on a jelly print, it looks like you're looking at half a globe. It's very 3D. And this one's okay, but it's kind of streaky. I didn't want those streaks in it anymore. So I used a gel through my one of my stencils. But look at this one's crappy. There's nothing like. There's a little teeny tiny couple little bits over here that are okay. And I cut the crap off of this one and just kept a little bit of that. But none of these were as good as the originals that I did. And they were several years old, right? They're just like, eh. So I want to get one that's not eh. So we're going to try it again. So, ooh, my hands are cold. So I got some more bronze paint and copper paint. And I got the patinas that are gold green verdigris and Tiffany green rust. They're the ones that make that turquoisey kind of patina, like when copper roofs or copper penny, whatever copper turns with age, it gets that turquoisey crust on it. That's what I like. Hey, my fairy treasures. I know that name. Welcome. Caribbean blue. This is a dye. This is what I put on when I did the papers that made this. Where is it? Where the heck is it? I can never find the one I'm looking for. There. See where this circle here has this darker blue through it? That wasn't an acid, a patina chemical reaction. That's one of the dyes that just mingles in there with it. So I got one called, hey Jan, Caribbean blue. We'll see how that one does. Some iron paint. Oh. Now do they sell a the chemical that goes with it to make it rust? You can use any of the other ones, I'm sure. So I want to get a couple stencil patterns down. This is some red rosin paper. I'm going to just tear this into more manageable pieces. No rhyme or reason. Because they're just going to be little collage bits whenever I collage with them. Oh, you got the powder. Thanks, Tanya. Claire. Nobody painful, just a nuisance. I must have missed something, but I'm sorry you got a nuisance to deal with. Nobody likes a nuisance. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get some stencils and a layer of paint down on these and set them aside and let them. Yeah, let me know when you try it. This is called red rosin paper. You can get it at a hardware store. It's heavy. It tears really easy. It's not fragile. It's strong, and it's kind of, you can hear how heavy it is. It's used in the flooring industry as an underlay to whatever hardwood, laminate, whatever you do. But you can get that at like the Home Depots or Lowe's, or I'm not sure about overseas where you'd probably get something like it at a hardware store. It's nothing fancy. It's just kind of sturdy. So let me pull out a couple of stencils we may decide to use. Oops. Oh, where'd that go? There's that little nugget. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Here's that 3D stencil I was telling you about. That really does look 3D when you print through it. It was kind of hidden in that mumbo jumbo of the patina. Rifling through my stencil drawer. I'm not coming up for air until I find a pictograph stencil, one or the other. There we go. There's the big one. There's a little one. Oh, we're going to have an iStencil sale. I think Sherry talked about doing one sometime later in January. For those of you that are new, Joan Smithies, you'll see her. She's one of my mods, so you'll see her name in blue. She also designs for iStencils, and she is a machine with designing. She's got a lot of new designs in the pipeline. I have a few. And they will be for sale. Oh, here, speaking of Joan, here's one of her designs now. That's tribal looking. I'll keep you posted as soon as they come up with a date for sure. I'll let you guys know. And then I'll stream and demo the designs and stuff. But Last time I had you shopping for Chinese stencils. Rachel, hey. Soul Rain is Rachel. Good to see you. So anyway, when we know that the stencil sale is coming, I will let you guys know. And I'll probably stream like I always do, like every day for a couple hours during the sale, so I can show you the designs in person, and you can here's another one of Joan's designs. Telling you, she makes some good ones. You'll find her stencils under my Patti Parrish heading on istencils.com. Patti, say the number again on the 3D stencil. Well, I'll say it, but I can't say it again because I didn't say it the first time. You're trying to trick me. Hang on, let me find it for you. Here it is. It's 2700107. And that's one of iStencil's own designs. Oh, thanks, CB. So, hang on. Where was I now? I got this discombobulated here. This one might be a good one. I'm not going to do all of these. I'm just going to pull some out and then decide. I have to try to be mindful when I'm doing this because I don't want it to be a lot of open design in the stencil, because that won't catch the patina as well as the flat bits will. So you got to be mindful. Well, that's how I like it to look. I mean, you guys might like it the opposite way. I don't know. But for what I like, how I like it to look, assuming I can repeat that, is, sorry, not looking at the chat, to have just a little bit here and there. Definitely got to do some pictographs. Try and stop me. Oh, I wish I could find the round one. That has smaller. It's going to be new pictograph stencils too. Hopefully a new whole set. But still working on that. What the hell is my little round one? Okay, I'm not going to spend all day looking for that. So maybe next time. So this one, I'm not sure. I think this is going to be too much open space. I might try a little smidge of it. I like that pattern a lot. This is one of Joan's called Tribal Shields. Oh, look at me. Tribal Shields. This is a good one to do. I like this pattern. It's my Iron Gate stencil. But this ratio of open to closed space, I think looks kind of cool. I always like this one. This is my cave etchings. And this is Tribal River. So I might do these. Okay. Now what am I going to put? What am I going to stencil through there? I tried using the metallic pastes the last time. They kind of work, but you have to to do this process with the patina, you have to put down one layer of paint, let it dry, put down a second layer of the metal paint, and while it's still wet, you have to put down the patina activator. So doing those layers of paint, you cover up the 3D image of the stencil. And I did go back and try to wipe some of that off with a baby wipe. Kind of worked, but it's a little tricky. I want to see if my brass. Oh, look good. I do have brass paint. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to check. Let me see. I want to not use this old stuff, and I want to see the difference. That's that sapphire dye I used. I want to see if I have any other dyes. Kelly green. Oh, look, Caribbean blue dye. What do you know? Okay. All right, let me start with this. And I'm going to put a layer of paint down first and let that one dry, which it has to do anyway. So let me get those started. I just need a cheapy brush. Well, see my first snafu. Oh, wait a minute. What's he doing? Let me scroll back. Oh, no. Sandra, Jimmy's got the flu. Well, the man flu. I know that's a little different diagnosis. Although, God bless Dave. He's a freaking tank. That boy never complains when he should complain. Like, time to go to the ER complain. He doesn't complain. He goes the other way. Hey, Braddy. Do you use wax paste or gilding? I do. I just use them to hit the high points on stuff to bring out a design. When I do polymer clay tiles, I use them on there, as well as I use them on the polymer clay tiles once they're baked. If I have the raw clay, hey Gallery, if I have the raw clay, I use my primary elements or any other dry pigments that will stick right to the clay if it's still raw. Once it's baked, then I'll go and use the waxes. But I tell you what, you might not want to know this, Taylor, but have you checked Zandra's site for the Finnabar waxes? They are really nice. They're in a little metal tin. They even smell really good. And they are, they're like butter. Really nice texture to them. And they go on like a dream. So I don't know. We'll have to see this, how this works. Let me get out my paper palette here. Just going to use this little one. I'm only going to have a couple colors. All right, there's some brass paint. I'm thinking on one of these, I'm going to try to put down some black underneath of this. Wow, this really soaks up the paint quickly. And I'm not going to worry about hitting every little molecule of the paper because a second coat's going to go on here. And what I miss, I can hit with that. I'm not going to worry about going to the edges either. Eileen, what are you doing? Oh, good. You got, do you like it, Taylor? The foil pen? I love those things. So I'm just going to put this down first so that I don't have to wipe off 2 layers of paint 2 times. I'll stencil over that and have only one to kind of wipe back. I'm not wild about this color of this paper. I just don't use this color much, so I don't want it showing through. I got to be careful not to. I don't have much of this brass. I need to make sure I got enough for a second layer to go back over these. Or this is all for naught. Eileen, you might as well break down and get the foil quills. You know you're going to. Just so one day when all of ours are used and broken, you can say, I still have mine in the wrapper in my drawer. We know how you are. All right, let's put those there. And now let's switch up a different kind of paint. I'm just going to get most of that off my brush. Not too worried about it. And we'll go to the copper. Oh, this one doesn't have a cap on it. Yes, it does. Glad I looked at that. Oop. This is kind of boring. If you're watching the recording, you might want to skip forward. Although you'll miss all the witty banter in the chat. I just want the piece of bronze paint. Rachel. Yeah, this takes some time to do this process, but if it works right, it's worth it. If it doesn't, then it's just a waste of time, but that's okay. Rachel, how is your site going with your sale of your art into clothing and gift items? All right. This lay there, this lay there. I'm going to do a couple in bronze and we'll see what the difference is. Here's the bronze. Hey, Judy. All right, this is the bronze paint. And each one of these will make these, the patina activators, I call them. I don't know what the right name of it is. Which is called the patina. It makes each one of those act a little bit differently. Depending on what paint it's over, the color will come out a little bit different. You guys remember when I did this on some of the corrugated cardboard? That was kind of cool to do. Actually, I might grab a piece of that. Put this up here to dry. Let me turn this other light on. Or not. Goes by finger touch. Won't use my brush touch. Hang on, I missed your answer. A lot of the scarves, they're really beautiful. It's Shop Vita. Is that right, Rachel? Rachel has a shop, has some of her art designs, which are very tribal, gorgeous designs that she has put on clothing, bags, I think it's Shop Vita. I'm going to wait till she verifies that I'm saying the site right. Okay. There's two of those. Now, let me, hang on. I need to move to my, oh, here it is on craft paper. Maybe I'll just, oh, here's the colored stuff. Oh, look at you. This might be Well, I don't know. Let's just try it. Shall we? Hang on, I gotta rip open a huge plastic. Oh no, it's open on this end. Hold on. I have some metallic corrugate. I'm trying to rip a hunk off. Sheesh, Louise. Well, that wasn't too smart. See, so much for trying to cheat the system and just grab something out of there. I ripped the foil off a part of the corrugate. But this is corrugate that's gold. Let me use my skizzers here to get a nice clean edge on this stuff. I've used this in collages before. Not great to use in a journal because of the dimension of it, right? Get these more manageable. I've never done this in the metallic corrugate before. I've done it on, I think, black, white, and craft. But these caught my eye. So I thought, why not? So let's do, oops, got a little mess going there. This is how I bought it. This is just gold corrugated cardboard. It's got a foil pressed into it, apparently. No idea where I got it. Although there's a number on here. $741-070. Oh, what does that say? Good God, it's in 1/2 point font. There's no way in hell's half acre I'll be able to read that. And I can usually read really well up close. Oh my gosh. So reflective. That might just be a smear. I think it is. So let's see. I want to get this going kind of. I want to put something different. I already got bronze on here. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. See how that kind of has a crink in it? There's 6 stacks. So let's just do, and I'm not going to do this solid on here. Oh, you know what I could do? I am going to do it solid. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I remember now what I did. It's all coming back to me, ladies and gentlemen. Paper Mart. Oh, there you go. I'm going to use this here. And pick up the copper and put that down here. And this, I don't have to worry about any stencils. That's a stamp and a stencil combined as a stample. Made it up. Oh, I'm working on something. I wanted to tell you guys. It's going to be probably a good couple of months. But I'm coming to a point where I think I'm going to attempt making some washi tape. I mean, for real. Not the way I did this piece here. I mean, for real. Producing some of my stamp designs on washi tape. So now I want to hit the high spots and pull that gold back and just let the patina be in the valleys, right? Wiping off the peaks for the shiny gold. And I'm going to let that sit, right? So the patina stuff is in the valley. I'm going to let this dry somewhere. And just because I had this little metallic corrugate. Oh, good. So I have paint here. I'm going to use this copper paint on here. Right? Put a layer of paint on, hit the high points to wipe it back, and let that lay in the cracks again. Okay. You get it, right? I know the chat is moving like crazy, and I'm trying to work and look at the chat. Hey, Sharon. And what kind of paper do you use? What kind of paper do you use when you use a swell? You can probably use anything that's heavy enough. I just use this red rosin paper because I've got like a lifetime supply roll of it. Yeah, that's what I do. So now I'm going to try, hang on, let me see what I got here. These are both, are they both copper? Like these are the copper, these are the brass, those are the bronze. So I'm going to go back with the copper. And I think one of these I'll do with the stencil, and one of these I'll do with just painting another layer and putting the patina on it. So it's just, well, I don't know. Do I want to do that? Let me do the stencil ones first. Hang on. I know it's 112 people right now in chat, so it's moving quickly with ideas and fun stuff. So I think I'm going to use just a regular, what is this? Rose gold glaze. Rose gold glaze. This rose, Sandra, did I get this from you? Vicky Boutin, I don't know how to say her name. Rose gold glaze. I don't know. Is that through stencils? Hey, Claire. How acidic is a red rosin paper? I don't know that answer off the top of my head. But for what I use it for, I don't sell my art. I don't expect it to last my lifetime. I just do what I think looks pretty for my own use. So I don't really know that, Claire. I don't know. No, I don't think that's for a 3D thing. I think that's just, you can use it with a stencil and it'll dry and get solid. Huh. All right. Let me keep that in mind. I don't want to do that on this copper one. I don't think that's going to show up well when it turns that greeny color. 3D gloss gel. Gesso. Looking through my mediums. Art Guard. Black gesso. Oh, you know what? I'm going to use, oh no, black gesso. What the hell am I thinking about? Black gesso. I wanted something that'll go through and be 3D through a stencil, like molding paste, but do I have a black one? Not looking at chat right now, guys. Hang on. Got my head over here in my cart with all my mediums on here. 3D matte gel. I think I've used that before. Super heavy gel. Cracker glaze. Matte medium. All right. Hang on. Where are my... Here's this 3D paste stuff. So I have a silver one of Wendy Vecchi's. She had a black one. I got it. Ah. Just when you think you don't have it, you find it. Okay, I'm going to use this black one because I liked how some of those had that dark through it that I mentioned louder earlier. I just saw the word louder in chat and I said louder. Good God. Use the black deco foil gel. Huh. I'm sure I have that in a safe place. All right, I'm looking for it, Z. I went and did something crazy, like try to get organized, and now I can't find anything. Well, I've already said that, haven't I? Okay, let's just use this one for now because that's what I can put my grubby little mitts on and get a palette knife and hey, Sandra gonna FaceTime me again. Oh my God, that was hilarious. Let me try this one. This has a smaller little bit of a design on this. Okay. Now, 48 sheets of mixed colors for 13. Oh, she's talking about something else. Okay. Thought you were talking to me, CB. All right. Here we go. And I'm just doing this so it has a little bit of a raised texture. And we'll contrast the rest of the paint that stays the copper color. I can see a few mistakes I'm going to have here where I've already mushed this up too much, but underneath the stencil, but that's okay. This paper is kind of warped with the paint on it, so it's not laying flat, but it's a distressed kind of old look I'm going for anyway, so I'm not worried about this being perfect. It's not going to go on a card or may not go anywhere. Okay, let me scrape some of that off. Let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh, that really got flubbed up, but okay, we'll put that over here. We'll still try it. Not giving up, but look at all that came through. How the heck did I do that? Hey, Marsha. I'm going to turn that over, try to wipe some of this off and just wipe it through onto the paper. Don't try this at home, folks. Okay, good enough. Patty, use your new tools you just got. Well, they're so big, I can't get it in the jar, but I may try that on the next one. So there's the copper. I already flubbed that up. Let's go to the brass. And let's go to a different stencil. And I'll put this one over here somewhere to wash out later. Let's go this way with this one. But I don't think I want this one in the black. Oh, my hands are freezing. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I couldn't even get the corner in it to try to scoop some out. I can take the palette knife and then put it on the thing. Heavy body paint or black modeling paste. I don't have any black modeling paste, but I did have this. This is what I used. The Wendy Vecchi embossing paste, which is a modeling paste. I'm going to use some of this Finnabar 3D matte gel. Get all this black gunk off my palette knife. All right. Here we go. I'm just going to try to make one streak down here. But this paper is really buckled. And I can see it moving under the stencil. I guess I could spray some of that pixie stuff on here, but I don't know how that would interact with the patina chemicals going down. Oh, you know, I know exactly where it is, Andra. When you said that, it's the 3 jars that are holding my laptop up. Oh, mercy. I blame it on Gala. All right, let's see what we got here. Still schmutzing, but that that paper is really, really buckly. I don't want to have to run to the sink every time I do this, so let me just hit it with a baby wipe. I have to get Sherry to send me a few replacements of the ones I use all the time, because I do abuse them. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I knew it was on my desk somewhere. Sweet Moses. Look, let me see. Ah! All right, now let's take one of the bronze and put something on there. Let's do the pictographs on there. And I'm just going to use the same stuff here. Did you see what I just did? It's like I guess that numb finger is still not my friend. Holding on to stuff. Oh, mercy. It's all schmutzing around. That's okay. That'll look like a distressed, intentional schmutz, right? Let's go with that. Really? Everybody just say that. That's what I was going for, right? That's not right, but, you know, what the hell. Okay, now here's one of those. Put that up there. And now I am going to take these over and rinse them off a little bit better now that I finished that monstrosity of an example. Oh, get amongst yourself. Oh, found my round pictograph stencil. Oh, of course I did. Here, I thought I might have been with my black deco foil. See, I took this over to the sink the last time to clean up. There she is. Okay, now I'm going to Well, sometimes, Judy, you chat to me. But I wasn't going to be here. That's my polite way of saying I'm not listening to you. Okay. So let's go back to this. Where are we with this? I'm going to hit that with a heat gun. Hang on. Let me. Hey, Mary. Welcome. Okay. Heat gun. I'm going to try to dry this. It looks like it's still a little wet down in the cracks. Hey, Joyce. Welcome. All right. Good enough. Now, for my next feat, fingers crossed that anything comes out near what I'm trying to do. Get some of this out on my brush. What was this, bronze? Oh, shoot, I could have put that right on here. Oh, see, I'm not paying attention. A little bronze. Oh, that was copper. That's bronze. That's okay. We'll just do that and pretend I didn't do that. And that goes down here. I'm going to put on a wet layer, right? And I'm going to wipe that back just off the top bits as I can get it. And it looks better when it's kind of scattered, that it's not all evenly off of there. And then I'm going to need the brass. Oh, and I didn't put the mediums in the spray bottles, did I? That's okay. Trying to hurry because this needs to stay wet. And I need to wipe each one off and change the color of the brush that I'm using. So and then this one was copper, then I need more copper paint. I'll put that up there. Okay. See, I got to talk to myself. Whether you guys are here or not, I'd be talking, which in itself is a little disturbing, but that's the way it happens here. That's the way we roll. All right. Now I'm going to wipe this little bits off the high points. Bring some of that gold back a little bit here and there. Get rid of some of that off the brush. See where the gold bits are, the high and the low spots. And now, this is the green gold. I want this to go on the brass. I'm going to grab another little cheapy brush here. I should have put these in the spray bottles, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to do this. Put a little bit in the lid. Oh, that's a lot in the lid. Hang on. Oh, look at that. I didn't spill any yet. So this is the verdigris, green gold verdigris. I want that to go here. The wrong brush to be using this for. It's too small. Who didn't know that? And you can't see this. It's clear-ish. And I'm just going to let it fall in between in the valleys and not worrying about a consistent coverage of it, because I think it's better when it's not. This is the Tiffany green, and I want this on the copper. Sue Huskins, that's a new name. Welcome. I just glanced up at chat. Sorry, I'm heads down in this one right now. Rinse that out. Put a little bit in the cap. And this, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to run this down here and then try to spread it with the brush a little bit more. This may or may not work, so don't get too excited. And then I'm going to go back on the bronze. I'm going to mix both of these, kind of splotching it here and there. I'm just going to mix those two up. That's a little bit of the verdigris green gold. And this is going to be a little bit of the Tiffany green. Okay. And just for giggles, I'm going to take this Caribbean blue dye and I'm going to drop a couple little drips in there. Drop a drip. It's a new technique, dropping drips. Try not to contaminate the bottle with dipping my brush right in it because I'm not sure what'll happen there. And I'm just going to do a little bit of whatever happens here. This will be a mishmash of Lord knows what. Okay. All right. That's got to sit aside and cook for a while. And we'll see what happens there. I'm kind of sorry I put the dye on there now that I'm looking at it. Oh, Lord, I got to put my panel out of the way. If I mess that up, Gail is going to be writing words down. She'll need to know shorthand. Okay. Now, where are we with this stuff? The stencils. Let's see if this one's dry. Mad scientist, Gayla. Mad scientist. I'm going to dry this with a heat gun so we can speed up the process a little wee bit. I don't know how I did this before, that I got a better impression through the stencil. The paper seems more buckly to me today for some reason. All right, let's do a little bit of this one. So after this dries, I need to put a wet coat of paint down and then add the chemicals again. Let me get these out of my way. And then here's this one. Yeah, I am going to do that, CB. I'm going to do it. And so I don't forget, the next 30 seconds, I'll put a spray bottle right there in my face. IG is Instagram, Martha. And help that along a little bit. It's too many acronyms to keep up with, Marsha. That's what I always say. These look pretty yucky right now, so we'll see what happens when the patina does its magic. If the patina does its magic. All right, good enough for right now. I'm going to set these aside. And, oh, I forgot I have this one to do yet. What was on there? That was bronze, wasn't it? That was bronze. Let me put a little bronze on here. You know what? I'm just going to scatter a little bronze. And then I'm going to put a little brass down there with it. And really mix it up. What's the worst that can happen? Other than a minor explosion in my basement. All right, now while that's down there still, I'm just going to splash a little bit of this one. This is the verdigris. And we'll see what happens there. And this is the Tiffany green. I know it's not in the spray bottle. I'm going to do that for the big ones. Just this little piece. Oh. Ooh. I'm going to put okay. All right, I'm going to sit this over on the side and let that start to work and see what happens. It could end up being not good. All right, I need to write on this first. Let's try to be semi-intelligent about this, Patty. So this one is Tiffany. Oh, Lord, that's not going to write on there. How can a Sharpie not write on there? I'll write on the bottle. I'll just put a T on that one. Tiffany green. Here we go. Buckle up my sleeve. I'll put about half of that in there. Put this back on here. It's a pretty color. And that was this one. And then I'm going to clean up this mess when I get done this. And this is the green. How am I going to do green on here? I'll have to make labels for them. Probably never going to happen, but it's a good idea. And this one's about the same color. Great. I'll dump the rest of that in there. Put that on there. A little darker, but very similar in color. And then I'll put a little bit of this Caribbean blue in this one. All right. Now, you must be hallucinating, Gayla. I can promise you it's not me. So now, what was I going to do? I was just going to do on here, I was just going to let it change color on the paper, right? But that seems kind of boring. Anything could happen, Rachel. Gayla, push 9-1 on your phone, and you just have to push the other one whenever it happens. I really do need to put some of this stuff away. I'm running out of room. I'm actually stalling because I'm wondering, you know what I might do? Oh my goodness. Hang on. We're really going to blow this sucker up. Hang on. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Let me close these lids because this might take a minute. I'm going to put these away. Oh, I'm going to keep these separate because these are the newer ones. I'm not going to put those away. And guess what we're going to do on here? Anybody? Anybody want to take a guess? I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to emboss on this bad boy. Yeah, I marked a T and a G on the lids. I got it. Don't worry about it. What's the worst that can happen? We're going to emboss and then do this stuff over it. I know that's crazy talk, but that's where we're going. I'm going to go this way so I can get a couple. Where the Stop it. Oh no. Did it lose its sticky? This is not good. How can you lose your sticky now? All right. Does that even stick on there? We'll see. All right. Well, your guess is as good as mine of what's going to happen here. So, I'm going to move this out of my way before I get paint on the deli paper, and then it's everywhere. Right there, my friend. Okay. Yeah, I see a little bit of sticky on there. Let's see. This is the Seth Apter. This is the Teo Sunset. Go ahead, everybody correct me on how to say it, because I don't know how to say it. T-A-O-S. Teos is how I'm going to say it. We're going to emboss, and then hopefully, oh, it's going to work, I think. Ah, wait. Toes? That don't sound right. Toes? Are you trying to say towel? It's T-A, not T-O. I don't know that that's right, Judy. I think you're trying to screw with me there. I have no idea what it is. I'm just screwing with you. Okay. Let's emboss this rascal. And then we're going to put another layer of paint over it. And I'm going to try to wipe it back off the embossing. And then we'll put down the patina. Let's do that before we have one solid. Oh, like ouch. Oh, oh, I don't know. I'll never say it the right way. Let's just come to that agreement now. So this is going to look very similar to the paint that is underneath it. But keep in mind that that paint is all going to change to like turquoisey colors. Once the patina does its wondrous how now brown cow cow. That's not how you say T-O-W. How now brown cow toe. All right. So there's that, right? And it's got that orangey, brassy red through it, which should look really cool against turquoise. So All right, let's get back to here. And I'm going to do this with this. Oh, hell. Which one is this? This is brass. Ah, crap. I did it on the wrong one. That's okay. I think it'll be just as cool. We're going to pretend it will be. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Just avert your gaze when you see the big white flash on your screen. Oh, mercy. Okay, here goes nothing. So I'm going to paint this second layer on here. This may be my new thing if it comes out right. We'll see. I think this is going to be harder to wipe off, actually. Because it's not as raised. But we're going to give it a try, see what happens. Started drinking early. Bottoms up. Chin chin. Okay. Oh, that's kind of working. I just want it to look kind of rough anyway. Not looking at the chat at the moment. That kind of unveils that pretty good, actually. But I think I'm wiping off more paint than I should. But you know what? It is what it is. Okay. Now, where's the Tiff? This is the Tiffany. My little sprayer, assuming the pumps work. That's good. And let's put a little bit of this green gold down here too, just for giggles. And just a little down here. Let's just do a little spritz of this. Ooh. Let's leave that alone. I'm not sure how that's going to work. So here's what we got. All right, we're going to put that over there. It goes through different stages of this turning. It gets like a muddy looking color, and then it gets kind of mossy and algae, and it's stunning. Hopefully, we're going for stunning. This one's starting to turn. That's the yeah, the corrugated. Lost my words there for a minute. Let's try one with the black. The black over which? Let's just do it over the bronze. All right. Sorry, I'm just looking at the Chinese beer. Great. You ought to be just about right in a half an hour, Judy. Oh, gosh. Okay, let's try. You know what? Let's just do some circles. Oh, somebody wanted this set of my stamps that had this concentric circle in it, and they are restocked in my Etsy shop. I don't know who that was, but whoever that was. Oh, you know what? Let's do this one. This is Seth's color wheel stamp. Let's try this. But anyway, my stamps are all back in stock. I had a couple orders come in right away, but I think there's at least a couple of each left at this point. Oh, I started to tell you I'm going to be doing some washi tapes. Probably be a while, maybe in the spring. But of course, there's going to be pictograph washi tape. And maybe some of my other stamp designs. And then I'm thinking about cutting up some of my collage, not literally cutting them up, taking the pictures and then cropping the pictures down to get different little bits of my collage and some of my watercolor abstracts, and then roll those into a tape design, which I think I'll like them. I don't know if anybody else will or not, but I'm going to like them. What did you order, Elaine? Patty, make a wide washi tape. I have to see what, I have to get more detailed on the design and the pricing, and I didn't have my deli paper down because I was watching the chat. But we'll see. I'm not sure what sizes yet the place offers and how that all works, but it's something I'm trying to do. Oh, thanks, Terry. Okay, let's emboss this rascal. This, hey, Rhonda. Yes, you did catch me live. So I am in the middle of a mad scientist experiment. Are you going to Art and Soul in Ocean City this summer? I don't know. A couple friends invited me that go to my summer retreat. She has a condo down there, and she invited me to go this October. But it was a really bad time for me to go with work and travel that I had to do like right before and right after it. And I just thought it was going to be too much. But she said I'm welcome to go next year. So I'll have to see what the dates are. That's always a really bad time of year in October for work. All right, so here's this color wheel stamped, embossed. Is that really, you know what? I don't know if that's hot enough. I'm going to do that a little bit more. Okay, I guess it is. Okay. Let's put, this is bronze. Bronze? Yeah, this one's bronze. So let's do the green on this one. This is the green gold. And let's just do a little schmutz of this. It's just kind of dropping out of there. So let's do this. Do a couple little splats. Okay. I want to overdo it in case it doesn't come out well. Okay. I think it needs more acidy stuff on it. I really do. It doesn't look wet enough to me. All right, we'll see what happens there. Oh, this one's turning already. Oh, interesting. See, this one's in the funky green stage. So we'll see how that goes. I might put a little more blue in there. Not sure if that's recommended, but that's why I do it. It's not an experiment if you go by the directions. All right. you put down, did you put paint down before you sprayed? Oh, Janet, that's why. No, hell no, I didn't. Thank you. That's why I beat it up. Sweet Moses. Well, I wonder. Rats. That's why I keep you people here. Let's see if I can. Everybody roll back a few minutes and act like I didn't do this. Sweet Moses. See, I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to. That's why it resisted. See, I knew something wasn't right. I just wasn't quite bright enough to figure out what it was. Thank you, Jan. One must keep an eye on me. She knows it. She comes every summer and knows that I'm not to be left to my own devices. Yeah, CB, why didn't you catch it? Come on. This one's really rough. That rocky road is rocky. That's where it got its name. So it's hard to get the paint off of there. As long as it's kind of sketchy. We'll try that. That's the blue. I'm going to do a little bit of the green. See, now that goes down the way. Thank you. That's better. Me too, Jan. Let's put a little bit of this back in there. Oops. All right, let's see what happens with that. Oh, yeah. I'm going to let some of that schmutz around there a little bit. All right. Putting it over in the pile. Save that one. Let's see what's happening here on this so far. This is the little piece of the corrugate. See, some of the shiny bits are showing. And then the colors are starting to happen down there in the valleys. I think I have, oh hell, I still have to do the ones with the stencils. Sweet Moses. All right, let's do one more embossing. This is copper. You know what? I'm going to go back to this one and do it with the Tiffany blue. I think that's what I'm looking for here. I'm going to go this way and just do 3 across it. Of course, I can't see how these are spaced because it's all clear. But, you know, we're just going to eyeball it. Hey, Patty. Okay, let me get a piece of deli paper. I got quite a mess going here today, I got to tell you. This is not looking very pretty. But hopefully the outcome will be worth the mess. So I want to do, what do I want to do? The amber? Maybe I'll do the amber on this one. This is Seth Apter's Baked Texture in Ancient Amber this time. And that's one of his mini stamps too. Eileen, have you collected all the mini stamps now that it's been a couple weeks? You've had ample time to locate them all. Ha! Hey, Phil. Where are you that they don't sell jelly plates? That seems like cruel that they wouldn't be selling jelly plates. Okay. Now I'm going to... He's done. Oh, really? Joan, do you know of any place that you buy online, since he's in Scotland, that you could direct him to get a gel plate? Joan Smithies is in the UK. She's in England, in Lincolnshire. Phil, she might be able to tell you. Oh yeah, Jan, they do. He does have them in a set. You are correct. Okay. So now, of course, that looks similar to the background, but we're going to change the background. And I'm going to put another layer of copper on here. See, I remembered this time. Ay, ay, ay. But I really do like these patina papers in my collages. It's so much texture, even when it's a little piece of it. But I'm cut them into circles. I really like that look too, when they get cut into circles. I do. So now, these are Swelligant products that I'm using by Christy Friesen. And they're metallic paints with patinas that speed up the aging process and make whatever normally happens in nature happen before our eyes almost. So this, I'm going to do this one a little sketchier because I am lifting up a lot of that paint where these really fine little bits of this design are. Okay. Now, let's do this one in the blue. That's the Tiffany. And I am going to, you know what? Let's just do this. Oh, on the one side. See what happens. Well, it's kind of running, so we'll just let a little bit of that blue pepper run around there. Okay, here we go. Another one over in the pile. Okay. This one's changing already, now that I put a layer of paint on it. All right, so now we're in the mossy stage on this one. Not a fan of how that blue's acting. I don't know if I needed to put more on there or less. I do not know. And this one, not a fan at all of how this blue's acting on here. It just sort of laid where I put it. So that just looks like a mess. Although, when you look in between at what the patina's doing, it's really cool. Look at that on the copper. See how that green's coming up on there, that blue green? You know Mama like that. So, we'll see. They're still cooking. Still cooking. Okay. And now, all right, let's get these three pieces out of the way so we can get on with something a little bit more civilized. And the good part is I have not yet blown up. So, you know, kudos to me for that. The blue stuff and the spray bottles, they are the Swelligant. You can buy the metallic paints, the metal coating, and then spray it with the patina finish, and it makes the reaction that would take years and years and years, decades in some cases, happen within, you know, minutes to a couple hours, overnight in some cases, depending on your environment and what substrate you use. These are made really to go on metal and wood. I just do them on paper because I thought I should. And when you use them on metal, There's actually a primer that you're supposed to use as well, which I don't use on the, I'm going to mix some brass in here because I have it here wet. Now I got to wipe a little of this back off the high parts of this one. Going through baby wipes like crazy. The Royal Dark Blue, that's a dye that doesn't change anything. It just adds to it. Give me a minute when I get my hands clean. Remind me, and I'll show you in my book, my journal, one of the pieces that I put that on. See, I like this where this black showed through here. Trying to get a little bit more of that to show, but it kind of grabbed the paint pretty well. So I'm not going to wipe all that off, actually. I'm going to let that go, and then I'm going to add, that's copper. I'm going to put the Tiffany blue back on it. So that's the metal paint. You put it over a wet layer. And then you spray it with the activator. So you get a good coat on there. And then if you want, you can add some of the dyes. I'm not going to add it to this one. I'm just going to see what happens. And I'm going to let that sit there for just a minute. And here's one. This was bronze paint. And this was just with the modeling paste. Not modeling paste? No. The 3D matte medium. This was the Finnabar stuff that I put through my pictograph stencil. I just wanted to have, hey, Judy. I just wanted to have a little bit of a, it's not really complicated, Judy. It's you put a layer of paint on your substrate. I run stencils, run a matte medium through my stencil because I want it to have some texture. Let me show you a piece that's done. All right, here's kind of what they look like when they're done. This was done with iron paint and rust. And this is done with some of the mediums I'm using now. And see, I just like that shadow of the stencil design in the result. Right? And they just come out looking like a patina. But instead of just having it flat on the paper, I do the stencil design with different kinds of molding pastes or mediums so that it's got a little bit of texture through it. And then when the paint's dry and the paste is dry, you put through a stencil, you put on a wet layer of paint, and then you just spray the wet layer and set it aside. That's really all there is to it. And this one, I'm not even going to wipe it back. I just want the shadow of them in there. And however they come out, they come out. And I'm just going to take whatever color paint I can get off there. All right, so you got the second layer of wet paint. Pick a spray. I'm going to mix them. This is the green gold. I'm going to put some up here. This is the Tiffany blue. And I think I will, just for gigs, I'm going to put a splat or two in here. And these kind of, it goes different every time you do it. See, it's starting to change already. And this one's starting to change already. You get that little bit of a green cast to it where it looks really icky for now. Hopefully it won't look really icky for long. And the last one. Thank you, Jesus. This was brass. I'm going to go back to the brass paint for this one. Oh, this is the one that's got the lid stuck on it. Patty, where did you buy the Swalligan stuff? It's on Christy Friesen's website. I think it's christyfriesen.com. Friesen, I think it is. She does a lot of this stuff on polymer clay. So you can make some really cool polymer clay tiles, Amalia, like we did at the retreat, and you've been doing it ever since. You can do, I've done it on polymer clay. I'll see if I can dig out a couple pieces of it to show you. And you can do it more controlled on like a 3D tile. I actually used it on some molds too. I did mermaid tails. I did a what else did I do? A Neptune face. I did this. I had a girl that was a mold of, she had dolphins and mermaids in her hair woven in. It was really cool. It looked like kind of like a dream catcher kind of a vibe to it, but it had mermaids and dolphins in it, which are two of my favorite things. I'm going to splat a little bit of this in here too. I'm going to do a spray. What the heck? I'm going to put more of that down here and see what happens. I think I don't have enough in here to make it spray properly is my problem. There we go. I'll just let some of that run into the side. Okay. All right. We'll see what we get. Yeah, I never know. I'm going to lay that on the floor. I'm running out of flat surfaces. Oh, Lord of mercy. Okay, I'm going to move these. Clean up my area, if that's even possible, a little bit. I want to keep these separate because these are in the new ones. And I'm doing this because I wanted to see if the ones I had that were several years old lost some of the potency. Because the papers weren't coming out as good as my initial papers were when I did them years ago. So hang on, let me set these over here, safe place. And, oh, Lordy, Lordy. All right, put this in some water. Get rid of all this mess. And I'd like to point out that I did not explode myself. There were no accidents. I have all my digits left. I'm trying to remember where they are, Amalia. Let me wipe a little bit of this stuff off my hands. And let's put something for this to focus on out here. Okay, so whoever was asking about what was in the blue bottle, that dye that was in there. See this piece here, this circle that I cut out of those. This is what I'm trying to make, right? These papers like this. This darker blue was called sapphire. It's a dye. This doesn't change the chemical reaction. It just makes a different coloration on it. So that's the one I'm using today is called Caribbean Blue or Caribbean Sea. I forget what it's called. Caribbean something. But that's that darker blue in there is what that dye will do. So hang on. Let me go over and rifle through my, oh, they're right here. Hang on. I got a little box of crazy experiments and embellishments that I've collected over the years with air dry clay and all kind of stuff. Here, like that's a clay mold, and that has that stuff on it to make it look old and like old metal, right? Focus for mama. Come on. Really? You want to do me like that? Yeah, Gayla, you can release the last one. I think we're good. See, it's just polymer clay that was in a mold. All right. Here's another one. I like that shape for some reason. I used a little bit of the purple dye that I have on that one. Tried to get it in the recess bits. And now see this, who was it? Taylor asked me about some of those pastes. Hang on. I have one that's here. This is a treasure gold called White Fire. But if you take just the tiniest bit of this, and these stink like crazy. The ones I told you that Xander's got in her shop by Finnabar, they smell like you want to eat them. And see, this already had a little something on there to try to make that gold. But if I come back with this and just very lightly hit those high spots, see the difference of how it brought that detail out? And you let that dry, and you can buff that with a little piece of cotton cloth, and it kind of brings it to even a higher shine. Right? But that's what you do with those. That's what I've done with them. You can do all kind of stuff with them. But that's what I did. Here's a little itsy bitsy teeny weeny. Actually, I think that was a whole mermaid. Where the hell is her head? It's a little anchor that I did. Oh, her head's on. Oh no, where the hell is she? Oh no, she's there. She's there. It's her hair that's behind her. Right? They just look like old rusted up metal. Here's a moon face and a little medallion kind of a thing. But they look like old metal, right? And that's the same stuff. There's another one. That's kind of cute. That's got a little hit of that white fire down his nose. Here's that. This one doesn't look that good. This one I used the silver, and the only patina that reacts with the silver paint is darkening patina. So it just put shadows in here. But then I went back with something with the blue and the purple trying to hit the oh, that's what it was. Feathers and dolphins, not mermaids. Sorry. But this is that mold I was trying to explain. The girl with the dolphins in her hair and the feathers in her hair. So here's a bigger moon face and another one of these that looks really aged, like you found it on a shipwreck. I know that because I used to be a diver. I guess I still am. I just don't dive. A little sun. So that gives you an idea. A lot of these are, that's a little double sun and moon face. See how old and crusty? It's just black polymer clay. Thanks, guys. But a lot of these are just air dry clay that Donna Walsh and I took a class over at Queen's Ink, and one of the ladies had her stamps. And this is, remember that the polymer clay I did? This is air dry clay where I make those. I use that stamp and cut it long ways. My little tribal sticks, just awaiting to be adorned. Oh, here he is. Here's that Neptune face. That one I did with copper and the Tiffany blue. Where the hell I'm going to use them, who knows? They've been in there for years. Here's another one. See, I could never get her really looking the way I wanted to. All right, so that's just a couple examples for you. There's a couple more little pieces in here. Little moon faces. That's the sun and moon together again. I like that little mold. Anyway, here's a little box of secrets. I don't know how secret it is. Usually it's what not to do with your supplies. Oh, mercy. Oh, wow. So here's the one that's really greening up. I hope that goes blue. But you can see the embossing on this one here. You can really see it shining through that. So that'll look really cool mixed in a collage somewhere. right. I'm just checking the situation out here. See what's happening. I don't know about some of these. Might still be a fail. Maybe I lost my touch. So what else was I gonna do? Hang on, let me grab a hold of this. What time is it? 6:30. 2 hours we've been doing that. Sweet Moses. Okay. What do we want to do? Want to do some jelly printing? Do we want to do some collage? I've had this one here. It's only printed on tracing paper. But I thought that would make a good background, but I don't know. Thanks, Phil. You too. Have a happy new year. Let's I just at least want to clean this off with a little pickup over here. Let's put a little foil down on my plate too while I'm at it. I got a little random piece laying over here. No sense letting that go to waste. That's stuck in a piece of washi tape. I'm out of control. I really need to do something with this. I had it in really good shape. And then I didn't. Oh, thanks. I'm saying Maria. Is it Maria? I don't know how to pronounce that. It's like Teos. Toas. All right. Let's get some of that moisture out of there. Let's see. What do we want to do? I'm going to try to clean this off on. I'm going to grab a couple pieces of onion skin. Oh, you know what? I printed this last night. I was playing around with the ideas for tape. Cowco. So did I, Joyce. Oh, what, Mariah? I like how you spell that if I'm saying it right. So I was playing with cutting up one of my pictures of one of my collages and messing with it with a design. And I came up with that, which is from a picture of that. Right? I just cut a slice of it, cropped a slice of it out, and then inverted it so that this would complete this bronze circle. Maybe I'll make a piece of tape out of that. The old-fashioned way. Cow. Oh, I don't think that's Taos. Taos. Well, we'll never know, apparently. Why won't this camera focus? Sometimes it's just mean. There we go. Taos. I think you're pulling my leg. Where's my tape? Let's see. Double-sided tape. How big is that? It's a little bit too big, but that's all right. Let's try this. I mean, in this, I can't imagine this would appeal to the masses, But since it's cool to me, since it was a piece that I did, and then can find a way to try to your glue gun broke. Good. 911. We cannot have a broken glue gun. That is quite an emergency. But it's cool to me because it was my design, right? Hang on, not looking at the chat. Get that little white edge off of there. All right, now let's see if I can do this the right way. I'm beginning to think the people that live out there don't know what the... That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to have to make some sort of a plea for someone to step forward that lives there. Maybe I'll put in a note to Seth. Hey, how do you say this? All right, now let's see if I can put this on the right way this time. It's going to be bigger than this tape. I mean, the tape's going to be bigger than this. I'll just trim it. But look, I'm putting the design up. See, I can learn. I can be taught. Despite what Gayla says. Oh, thanks, Linda. All right. Cutting off those extra sticky bits. Has anybody heard anything from Paula? I haven't seen or heard anything from her in weeks. I mean, I'm not a big Twitter person, so I could be missing it, but hoping she's okay with her health. Might as well cut this one out while I'm into it. Kayla, you spelled it wrong. Taos. Maybe we could visit when we're there and ask all the residents, how the hell do you say the name of your town? Assuming it's a town. All right, I'm going to make another little nip of this just because I have it. And I can. Oh, I better stick with what I was doing. Being right-handed. Not get fancy and flipping it around like I know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, that is some sticky tape right there, I got to tell you. It's very tricky. Patty, are you going to get to the jelly plate? I just might, Mary. I wanted to let this, well, it is dry by now, for sure. I'm thinking I put another coat on it so I could script over it, but I didn't get around to doing that, did I? I'm going to put a little skim layer of something on there so there's acrylic on it and I can write on it with ink. And then I'll pull that. Okay. So there we go. I'll try that in a little bit. Let me put a little bit of gold down here. Oh, guess what I found? One of you nice ladies, I forget who it is because I forget. everything. I found 3 bottles of the champagne gold. I think that's the last 3 on the planet. Why would Martha stop making this? Doesn't make sense. But I never had any before. I thought I had some, but actually I had the Deco Art champagne gold and not the Martha Stewart one. And it is completely different. I will tell you that. This is really, really sheer. I mean, you can't even really see that it's on there, but it is, and it does have a sheen to it. So I'm going to try pulling a couple prints on oh, Elaine's been there. How do you say it, Elaine? Bye, Braddy. Nice. I'm glad you got to pop in. North of Santa Fe. Well, we won't get to see that this trip, but I would love to go to New Mexico at some point too. The all Southwest place. I just like the vibe and the colors and the designs and the Indian influence and all that good stuff. All right, I'm going to start my heat gun, but I'm going to put it on the low setting, which is cool. Don't anybody panic. We're not going to blow up the jelly plate. Hey, Joanne. See? My whole hand is in it. It's cool air. Just to speed this up. We've been waiting long enough for things to patina and dry and all that today. Hey, Carrie Ann. I've been to Arizona once, and that was to, we went for work, God, years ago. It was before, I always remember it was BC, before cancer. That's how I remember everything. It was in 05. We went for work for our sales conference, and we stayed at a place in Scottsdale Princess or something. It was a really nice resort. But one day, me and a couple of my girlfriends had like a day, most of the day off. And one of my friends, Jen, is Bermudian, and one of her friends, a couple from Bermuda, had moved to Arizona for the winter, for the winters, I guess. Anyway, part of the year they were there. So she called him. He came over on his motorcycle. We rented a car, and he drove us to Sedona for the day. And that was awesome. Gotta tell you, loved it. The air in Sedona is just, oh my God, I don't know. It feels so therapeutic. Your first breath, when we got out of the car, I thought, oh my gosh, I want to go back there. Haven't made it back since, but I will make it back. Patti Patina Teos. Patti Patina. What are you doing to me? Oh gosh. Okay, let me grab a brush. And let's throw something down here. See what happens. It might still beat up. I don't know. But at least it'll be marks, right? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, somebody's looking for me. Make sure there's no emergency. Hang on. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do, what action I need to take on that, where that came from. I have to look at that again. What am I doing? My brain locked up on me. I'm just going to get some marks down because these are going to smear anyway. So it's not like I'm really telling a story here. And it doesn't mean anything. It's just my scribbling. It's whatever comes out of my hand. I did find 180 feet of Patti watercolor wrapping paper with polka dots. Ha! My brain locked. It's like I forgot how to script. Here, just get something down on the page. And now that has to dry. It's a lot of drying going on here. I sent you a message through Etsy, Patti. Maybe that was me. I'm not sure. Did we switch? So I wasn't watching chat for a while, Mary. Are you talking about the paint? Put that out of the way over there. And now I'm going to hit this with the cool gun, not the heat gun. Okay, it's cool. I'm not going to blow up. Yeah. Hang on. The message she just got. Oh, no. No, that's not what I was looking at. I got a text about Mary. Sorry. Hang on. Almost dry. Yeah, I'll check it when I get off the screen, Mary. Thanks. You know what, Carrie? This is one of the ones I got. Talking about this brush. This is one of the ones I got from um, the guy that Robin McClendon. If you guys follow Robin, I think a lot of you do on here. Um, she uses a brush to script with that she got many years ago. She said 15 or 20 years ago, and she's still using it. And she couldn't remember his name. And one of my followers on here found him, and he just came out with a website, and he's doing his own natural brushes. So this one is really fine. This one is elk, and it's the small elk hair brush, and it's got like almost a one hair tip to it, and I get really good variations of lines on it. Oh, you bought the same too? Yeah, here's the other one. This one was goat. I think it's goat and elk, and I think this was a small too, but it's completely different size. But they're both really pointy. I really like both of them. Um, Lebenzon, his name was. Okay. Still got a couple little spots in there that have a dot of wet ink on it. But I'm just going to do that so we can carry on. Oh, is it? Yeah, I think they're all different. And did you ask for any kind of special size handle or anything? I did ask him for a longer handle with more like 8 inches. Because some of them said, I think they said they are anywhere from 4 to 8. I think I have big hands, and 4 I think would be too small for my hand. So I asked him for 8-inch ones because that's about what all mine are, somewhere in that area. So I asked him about that. So let's see, what am I going to pick this up with? Well, when in doubt, let's go to Aqua Flash. And I'm going to pick this up on, so some of this will be blocked out because of the bronze I painted on there with brush strokes. So that'll be, the print will look more like that, where some of it's obscured, right? That's how you know what you're going to print. You can peek through the back of it and get an idea of what's going to be on the top of the paper. Oh, thanks, Gala. So get a thin layer of this down there and see what we can pick up. I like how you see the flash of this, how it looks over the black ink. See how it looks like that bright royal blue? So I'm just going to pick this up on a piece of onion skin. Oh, you were there for 7 days, or for 10 days in Santa Fe. Awesome. Yeah, you can have a little peek. It's never exactly like that, but see all these wrinkles that happen in the onion skin? Texture. I got my onion skin from off of eBay, Amalia. You can't, they don't make it anymore, so you got to try to find it either in a secondhand shop, a Goodwill, which I've looked in all of ours around here and never found a piece of any kind of paper. But I got these on eBay, and you know, the sellers, when you find them, they'll only have like one ream or one packet at a time. They don't have a lot. However, be mindful if you do buy it on eBay that to really read the description, because some of it will say, oh, that's pretty cool. Just little bits and bobs, a little shadow through it, a little bit of shimmer. You can't hate that. A little bit of foil here and there. read the details because some of them will say 10 sheets of onion skin. Hey, Miffy. That's another new name. Welcome. Some of them will say 10 sheets at the very end of the description, or a pack of 30 sheets or 40 sheets, not a ream, or some will say a box, not a full ream. I would ask like about how full of a box you think that is. But I like that. That's pretty good. Okay, for me. And now we got more stuff still down there that didn't come up. So I found current production onion skin that isn't as nice as the vintage, but it behaves pretty well. So is that, did you get it on Etsy by any chance? This is what I found. And I looked for this onion skin on Etsy. I'm at Amazon. And this came up, right? But it's a tracing pad of paper. They just call it onion skin. So it's not really onion skin, but it's nice tissue paper. So I have used that. It was supposed to be $5. Did you get it on eBay, Gayla? I'd break back to the seller. Say, hey, we lost 200 sheets in shipping there, Hoss. But that's just me. Oh, hang on. I'm losing something here. Here's a piece of it. This is open. That's what I was trying to find. Let me take a piece of this. And I'll show you this against what is vintage onion skin with the cockle finish. You can see the difference in how transparent the tracing paper is. Much more transparent than the onion skin, and this has that cockle finish with the see that kind of a rough finish to it, and they always have a watermark in them, and it's got a different, this is has more of a deli feel to it. It's not really waxy. It's slicker, and but it's still thin. It's nice and it works for whatever you want, whatever you want to use it for. But let's use this to pick up this next little schmutz down here. Let's try the orange. Get down there. Here. Oh, I should have used this. The Dragon Flash. Oh, well. Maybe we'll use that next. I see I should have used the same color to compare it evenly. Apples to apples. But I'm just not that smart. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what you paid for it, Gayla, but to get 300 sheets of it in one sale is a pretty good score. It's hard to find. And a lot of times when they have a whole ream of it, they're not afraid for asking a lot of money for it, I can tell you that. And this, you can see this is a little more sheer, even on the plate. It does still get those little bit of wrinkles in it, like the others. Yeah, it's old typewriting paper, which sadly I do remember. All right, see what this one gives me. Still a little bit of that bronze popping through. Oh, you know what I should have done? Maybe I'll do it still. And see where the creases in the paper were? There's still even those little bits of the bronze underneath of it, where the creases were. That'll look cool on a clean up paper. Okay, let's I want to try this Dragon Flash. I know I've used it. I don't know if you guys seen this one or not. If you follow Robin McClendon, if you don't, you should. And check out her Patreon shop. It's Robin with the Y, McClendon, McClendon. She loves these color shift paints as a glazing layer because they're very sheer. And this is a newer one that came out called Dragon Flash. I'm going to put my favorite little Zodiac stamp in here. Lift some of that off. Get it off my plate. Let's put a little bit of this needle. What is that called? Needlepoint canvas. Put that down on there to get a little mark in it. And let's see what that looks like on a piece of onion skin. You can see the design through it, so hopefully, right, that's going to show up subtly, but it will show up. Dave and I were just talking about that the other night about what we've seen in our lifetimes change. And I was just telling my grandfather, my mother's father, his name was Nick, and I was his favorite. But he loved all kinds of whatever the latest technology was. Thanks, Gayla. Whatever the latest technology was, he had it at the time. Now, at the time, this was in the 70s when he passed in 74. I was a senior in high school when he passed. And, but like reel-to-reel tapes, tape recorders and stuff like that. And the camera, he always had the latest kind of camera that was out. He would have just flipped out with smartphones and computers and, unmanned vehicles and, all the stuff. That's that Dragon Flash. See some goldy bronze flashing in there. It's one of the color shifts. And that's got some of the bronze paint coming through, the dustiness of the stamps that I put in there. I like the circular. I love that needlepoint print in there. Oh, you know what I haven't done for a while? Let's do, oh, you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to get out my crackle roller and use this as a stamp pad and put some of this opaque bronze on here. And ink up my stamp and then roll. Oops, got to get the right angle here. Roll it off over top of this. There's a little spot I missed over here where it ran out of paint. That's another little subtle layer on there. You can't hate a little crackle in bronze. Fidelity onion skin is the best. Let's see, can I get any of that off on here? It's probably going to dry up here soon. Let's just put a little another something down there just to get another thin layer going and even that out so I can pick that up. That's really subtle on there. All right, but you can see it. And they're really sheer thin layers on there. Let me see if I can get any on here. Yep. All right, those out of my way. I wonder if I did that over this. Huh. Let's see if I can get this on here, what that'll look like. Ah, of course I ran into the end of the jelly plate. That's all right. It's only a piece of paper. Ooh. Oh, I like that on there. That little bit of metallic. There we go. Oh, wrong way. I can't wait. I got to check and see when they're going to come out with a 64-bit app for, hey, Tam, app for the Logitech webcam software. It's 32-bit, and my new MacBook Pro doesn't like 32-bit apps anymore, so I can't use it. How rude. I like that. I don't know if you guys can see the sheen on that with a, there you go. Gets a little bit better as it crackles, as it dries. I don't hate that. Put a little bit of this on here. It's drying. It's on there, but you can barely see that. Okay. Let's clean this off with something. I'm going to let that dry a little bit. I'm going to go take a peek. Patty, where's your texture roller from? This is old, and I got it, I think, on eBay used. I didn't get it new. Memory Essentials. Over here it says Rollograph. And I have a few different rollers that come in and out, but most of them are kind of cutesy, scrapbooky. And I just like this. I like this crackle one for texture. I'm going to have to hit it with some Murphy's oil soap one of these days because the paint's building up on there. It's getting a little thick. Yeah, I really like it. Hang on, I'm going to look and see where we are with these papers. Oh my. This one's not quite done yet. But this is the one where I mixed the green and the blue. It had the black texture paste down, but it was so dry and porous, I couldn't really wipe it back. You can see a little bit of it sticking out here and there, but I couldn't really wipe it off with the, it sucked the paint right up. But that's got a lot of texture in there, but I can still see some of the, well, that's bronze paint. It looks similar See, I thought it was this showing through the rosin paper, but see the bronze down there? It's pretty close to that color. It's pinker, but it is the bronze that's showing through there. So there's one of them, and these will be different by tonight. Whew, I'm not sure about that one. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of snot green, but there it is. That may change. And you know what I might do? There's no maybe about it. I'm going to put some of the Tiffany blue on that. See if we can pull her back. I'm going to spray some right on there. Put that back in the drying pile and see what happens. Now we could possibly blow up. I don't know. I'm sorry I put the blue dye on here the way that I did. This is the gold foil corrugate. We started out with a piece of corrugate like this that had gold foil on it. And I did one of each of the paints, the copper, brass, and bronze. And then I did the blue, Tiffany blue, and the green gold patinas on it. Trying to look at this really close. Some of this looks really cool. Like I love this bit in here. And when I put the paint on it, I wiped it back so that the shiny high points of the hills of the corrugate kind of shine through. You can kind of see that. See where the tops and in the valleys is where the patina happened on the second layer of the wet paint that went in there. But the blue dye came out kind of blobby, which is basically how I put it on because I wasn't thinking ahead so much. And this is on the brass paint. And then this is on the bronze. It's kind of cool looking in there. All right, so that's where that one is. And yeah, I thought I was wiping off too much of this stuff, although I could still use it. This is the embossed with the amber, ancient amber on it. But when I tried to wipe it back with the baby wipe, you can see some of the red rosin paper through there where I wiped down too far. But I think if you isolate little bits of that, it could be usable. But I love this blue color that's on there. I think I can do without the lime green thing and just narrow down into the blue. And here's a little bit of that dye down the edge where it kind of blended in there. That's still a little bit damp. I don't know about that one. This one, ooh, this is the one I forgot to put paint on. And I went back and put it on. But that one is a whole bunch of not good. Not good to my eye. I'm not wild about that one. Hey, how did you say you got the gold cardboard? I just bought it like that, Mary. It was just gold metallic corrugate. And I found out the hard way when I tore a piece, instead of cutting it, it's foil laid on corrugate. It just pulled some of the foil off. Gayla, that should be your motto for 2020. Let's just get that straight now. At least through mid-February. And again in July. Oh, you lucky dog. Get me twice this year, whether you like it or not. Repeat the patina to cover up. Can you repeat the paint patina to cover up the blue on the corrugate? I don't know. I might be able to pull that off. Hang on. Let's see what else we got over here. Where's that little piece? Oh, here it is. Here's my favorite, is the little piece that I did with none of the blue on it. Right? You can see some of the shine because I skipped some areas intentionally. I didn't cover it all up, so you see some of the shine. But isn't that cool how it turns out looking? And here's this one. It's very green. But that, and you can see where I wiped around there. That's a little tricky. I'm going to have to figure out how better to try to expose that. Unless I just emboss on top of it when it's done curing. Hello. Didn't occur to me at the time. Did not occur to me. And let's see. This one, that green gold is very green gold. And here's where I sprayed more of the blue on there. I don't know how that's going to end up settling down there. Can't see myself using some of that. And here's that. I showed you that one with the black in it already. And yeah, the one I resprayed, I sat it on my little space heater so it would start to cure quicker. Not so much. So we'll sit that on the floor and see what happens to that one. Maybe I lost my touch for the patina papers. Here's my patina papers. I'll have to go back and look at that link. Yeah, I'll have to do it after it's done. And then patina on, emboss on top of that. I'll have to go look at it, Eileen. If I click on it now, it wants to take me, use the same window and shut down my broadcast. And rather than open it in another link. Let's do something here. What are we going to do? Let's do, I'm just going to take this brush. It's kind of a big brush. And let's just do that and let it dry. I'm going to help that. Oh, digital paper to download. Oh, cool. Ooh, excuse me. Let me try that. Hang on. Oh, cool. Holy moly, Eileen. I think I might be downloading some of that and printing it on onion skin. I'm back to my cool gun on the jelly plate. Don't anybody panic. Thank you. They're really cool. I'm going to download some of those and print them. It's a lot easier than what I just did. Let me tell you that. Now, you know what? I'm not going to see this circle. Hello? Forget about the opaque paint. Well, that wasn't altogether that smart, was it? Shut up, Kayla. Rats. Wasn't thinking straight on that one. So what I might do, let me just dab some of that off. See, those little dots are still a little wet. Huh, 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 huh. Crapola. Okay, let's just, we're in this deep. Let's, let's do something really crazy here. I don't think I've ever used this one, blue violet or red. Let's use this red metallic. Mary, I got a I really like my new printer. I don't know what you would use it for when you say for arting exactly, other than making copies and incorporating that into your art. But I got the HP Envy Photo 7855, and I got it on a good sale. It was $229. I got it for $129, and I know they were having that sale still around Christmas. I don't know what they're going for now, but that's I like that one. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on here and see what happens. Oop. Got my brayer squeaking again. Oh, no, it's not laser, it's inkjet. I must have missed that part. How do you scrape the gold off to see? What does do what Robin does? Scrape it back with a brush. Scrape the gold off to see. You lost me. Blue tart blue. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's what I was hoping that would do, is just catch little bits of it. That's kind of cool for a little background. Look at the red over the black as opposed to the red over the gold. And look at these wrinkles that were in that bronze initially. Those little worms are still on there. Huh. I'm going to do something to clean this off. I wonder if I use like a chocolate brown or an espresso brown. That's too similar to the red. Taupe. That might be too dark. Oh, what the hell. Let's see. Let's just see. Just a piece of paper and a little cheap paint. Oh, let's do this. Let's add a little more something, something. Oh, yeah, I could have used that, Nicolazo. I could have. Let's see what happens here. Oh, got a little. loose piece of paper on there somehow. Imagine that. Something messy on my desk. Not sure how that happened. I will be downloading them when I shut down this stream. I can tell you that much. 7:30. 3 hours we've been going. I'm going to have to invest in a Foley catheter. I can stream longer. The old bladder ain't what she used to be. This Etsy shop owner will be wondering what the heck happened that all these people are downloading the same papers. That happened when I showed my loose ends papers. That somebody called in and mentioned to them that they saw me showing the papers, and then she went and looked at my stream, and then she said she told her husband she was getting so many orders for the same paper she couldn't figure out what happened. Like, why are these orders for the same exact papers coming from all over the place? She was really nice. She wrote me, and actually last time she sent out one of her newsletters, she included a link to my channel to thank me for doing that, which I thought was really nice of her. All right. I want this one to try to be a cleanup, so I'm letting it really adhere on there, hopefully. This will either be fabulous or let's see. I don't know. Let's think positive. I'm going to use some fabulous. Well, oh! That's kind of sneaking up there to fabulous. I like that one. I got one more piece, and you know what to do? I'm going to, let me think. I was going to just pull it up with black, which I still might do. But then I thought, what if I put down, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's just use this old skanky brush again. Oh, that's Payne's Gray. I wanted black. That's all right. We're going to go with Payne's Gray. Let's put a little bit of this down. And look at it resisting there. It's resisting me. Try and resist. Okay, this isn't good. I lost my train of thought on what I was. Oh, I know what I was going to do. It's okay. It's okay. Cool gun. Oh, you did too, Marcia. Ah. I know, right, Taylor? It's room for everybody. I always try to help promote everybody that I can. And somebody once asked me why I do that. Like, why do you send people to somebody else's channel? Yeah. Well, if you don't know, I'm not sure I can explain it to you. I'd give away the store if I owned the store. I always tell Dave, when we hit the lottery, and he always laughs, hey, Suzanne. And he always laughs and says, babe, when we hit the lottery and you do everything and help all the people you're going to help, we'll be in the same situation we are today. No difference. What the hell? You know? Now let's do some of this. Nickel Azo Gold. What's this one? Oh, okay. This is one that's almost empty. Oh, squeaky, squeaky Lou. There's not much to do with design in here. It's not that. It's a real thin layer. Let's just do that. See if any kind of texture comes through. I probably should have put a little more paint on there, but we'll see. You only live once. That's right. It makes it easier to know who to weed out when they show you who they really are. I don't know. Again, this could be, yes, it does, Gayla. This could, another one be fabulous, or, oh, there goes another piece of onion skin. Yeah, actually, it's kind of cool. Look, it picked up one of the worms. It's actually a little wormy, crusty bit. His gray's still down there. You can see the little circles. That's actually pretty. This little gold bit, I can see one of these circles. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm getting another piece. I wonder if Dave's wondering if I'm alive still. Let's do that again. Put a little more paint down, just a little bit. So I think I mentioned this earlier. I'm pretty sure there's going to be an iStencil sale coming up the end of January. Maybe, I don't know, maybe into February, depending on when things are ready. So stay tuned for that. Joan Smithy is one of my mods here. Most of you guys know her. She also designs for iStencils, and you can find all of her stencils under my heading on iStencils. And she's got massive new designs coming out, massive amount. So stay tuned for that. So in other words, if you got some money for Christmas and you were going to buy stencils with it, give me about a month. Hold on to it till we get the sale. And we don't have a date set yet. Like I said, I can't promise when that will be. But all right. Well, that's still bringing up little bits of that sparkly stuff, and got some good circles on there, though. There's a pretty clear one. I like those. I like that cloth. Cloth. You know what I mean? Canvas. It's not canvas. It's plastic, but it's needlepoint canvas, I think they call it. Do you know what the sale? I don't know what it is, but it's every time I've ever done it, it's either 20 or 25%, a free stencil for a purchase of 50, free shipping in the US. So, but I don't know if it'll be 20 or 25 off yet. Oh, night, Mary. I'm glad you caught me too. All right, I'm going to try to do a cleanup print of this. And I'm going to use, books. The paint. Hey, Jazzy. What is the link to my Etsy site? It's just my name, Patti Tolley Parrish. Sometimes you can find it with Inky Obsessions. Their search is really crazy. Sometimes you can't. Oh, man. Of course, I got this color and not blue on my shirt. Hang on. Quick repair needed on my shirt. I think this one might be beyond saving anyway. That's what I've been wanting to do is I have some shirts. I'm going to use this tight and buff. Just like I like my men, tight and buff. Oh my. Okay, this I'm hoping is a cleanup print because Mama getting a little tired. I'm going to need to go eat a little something here soon. I'm going to brayer this over here so I don't cover up my pretty metallics going on over here. This is too much paint for a cleanup. Let that all get married. Did I get another piece of onion skin? Apparently not. Get it down here and let that marry to all those little crusty bits on there and see what we can pull up. Oh, there's the link, Jazzy. Did you see Xander just put it up there for you? Thank you, Zane. Yeah, that's the only place my stamps are is on my Etsy shop. And let this one really suck up this paint and try to clean this bad boy up. Eileen, you're rubbing it in. I can't wait to get there and download those bad boys. Thank you for that link, actually. Do you use them have you used them before? Digital papers in your stuff? Or that Etsy site? I didn't see what else you had on there. I just saw the one you sent and I thought, oh my gosh, it's my colors. All right. Get the gold grunge too, Xandra. Oh, you got yours? Gold grunge. Are you kidding me? Now, when they print, they're not going to look metallic though, right? And dots are downloading now. They're probably going crazy thinking, what the hell is happening? That's funny. That's good. Oh, I should have put this. I'm never going to get a cleanup print with all these wrinkles in it. I'm going to keep getting texture and more texture. But that's okay. All right. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that got a good bit up. Oh, that's kind of cool. Still got those shiny bronze bits in there. I'm telling you, that paint just like stays and stays on the plate. And you keep getting little tiny bits of it. And I love that texture in there. They remind me of your print scale that you do with the water. Where you get those veinings in there. All right, kids. I think I'm going to call her a night. And, whoops, hang on. Here's some of the little backgrounds we got started. All right, they all kind of look alike. I think this last one is my favorite with that tight and buff in the background. It really made those it gave it a solid opaque surface to bounce the metallics off of, where this, because the paper's kind of sheer. So see the difference in those two? And the only difference really was the this one had the Titan buff in it, and this one didn't. Groovy. Note to self. Hey, April. Hey, Penny. I was just getting ready to sign off. I've been here since 4:30. All right, here's some of the crackles added on top of them. The little stamp in there is Xandra's Zodiac stamp. We'll be back in her shop soon. What's that, your third reorder of those, Z? I like this one too. With this, I saw the stamp. There it is. The stamp's in there. You can see a shadow of it. And this is the one with a little bit of the red metallic in there. That's kind of cool. Oh, and this is where I just rolled the crackle over my print. I really like that. And that's where we started. All right, so that's what we got. Didn't get any collaging done today, but tomorrow's another day. I will, I don't know when I'm going to stream again. I'm off all this week. We're having a New Year's Eve party. Tuesday, maybe oh no, not New Year's Day, because you guys are still having your streamathon, right? And I give Dave and the puppies a pat on the head. I will do that. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you guys hanging in with me. And we're going to, next collage, I'm going to use some of this tape that I made out of my previous collage that I fiddled with. And we'll do something even if it's wrong next time. So, all right, if I don't see you guys before New Year's, I'm going to try to. But if I don't, Happy New Year's. Have a great streamathon. Yeah, so where can they go, Eileen, to get the links? Is it on Jean's blog? Thanks, Judy. Thanks for the Teos lesson. I know I'm not saying it right still. I'll have to drive down to Virginia and let you hear you say it in person. Hey, Andrea, we're just signing off, actually. Go to Jean's blog. What's the name of her blog for those that don't have the link? I can't remember what the name of it is. So for those of you on that aren't aware, a lot of the ladies that stream in our group are doing a streamathon for New Year's Eve. And it goes for like 24 hours or something. House, like house. Yes, I'm trying to find out, Judy. I can't remember what the name of her blog is. So I'm having a little craft-a-lanch over here. Does anybody know Jean's blog? There we go. The Musical Scrapper.blogspot.com. And you'll find the schedule for the streamathon. So if you don't have particular plans for New Year's Eve and you like to watch art streams and hang with most of the same crowd, that's a good place for you to be. So pop over and check out Jean's blog, and it'll lead you down the path. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Happy New Year if I don't see you before then. We'll have a great 2020. I promise. So does Gayla. Thanks, mods.